Forgot to set the sound going again. Yay! Let's start again, shall we? Welcome, Ketroc. It is day 2 of the Sc2AI Arena tournament, summer tournament thing. Yay! And
Nice.
yes, well, Ketroc, we have lots of fun games coming up for you today. We have several new bots to the tournament. Well, actually, 2 new bots to the tournament that are going to be coming up against, including one coming up against your bot, I think. We have SmoothBrain, which
Yeah,
should...
that'll be interesting. I don't know much about SmoothBrain, so not sure how that will work out.
Yeah, should be a fun game though. And obviously Octopus V3 has been around a while, not qualified for the tournament before, but tough opening game up against Zozo, but we'll see later.
Yeah, I feel like he's done well in the past. I think he made a little run into Probots once or something.
Yeah, he's definitely been in a tournament, just not one of ours. So, but yeah, so should be a fun one. Last week we didn't see a lot of upsets, but possibly some upsets today, maybe.
Yeah. Well, actually, last week the 2 close matches I think went the opposite way than I expected.
Yeah, so we
With
had
Sharpen Edge beating Tier and Benbot falling to Kenny Nanas.
yes, yeah,
Nice
Kananana
little
was
job there.
definite upset there. So yeah, that was really good. Anyway, first up today, it is the champion of many previous seasons coming. We have MicroMachine seeded second with ELO of 2249, huge win rate again. Yeah, still kicking ass, even though he's not updated
Yeah.
as much as he used to be. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not at all, I think. Maybe cleaned up a bug or two, but
yeah.
yeah, not getting updated, still dominating everyone. So that's how dominant his reign was for so long.
Yeah, just brilliant. And up against him, we have Nikolaj, seeded 15th, so just scraped into the tournament. But I think he's normally better tournament bot than he is a ladder bot, I think, at the moment. So maybe
Think
some
so?
hope there.
Yeah, maybe.
But should be some fun games. All right, let's have a look at game 1, shall we?
Yep, just loading it up now.
Cool.
Nikolaj. That's another bot I don't know too much about.
No.
Python bot, interesting.
Python, yes.
He does
Another
a speed
Python.
mining, I see. I'm just kind of reading his little
Yeah.
bio here. Okay, I'm all good to go.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left, it is the underdog in this match from Dax. It is Nikolaj.
And in the top right, we have the what did he win? About 5 of these tournaments in a row
I
or
think it
something?
was
It
6
is
or
the
7.
dominant bot, MicroMachine 7. Wow.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely dominant. Choosing the early expand strategy, so and MicroMachine never lies. Unlike some of our other bots, we name some other authors who lie a lot. Sharkbot from Shark Nice doesn't tell
Yeah,
you the
when he says
truth.
what race he is when he plays random.
Yeah.
He picks
See,
random and then he says he's a random race. So there's a 1 in 3 chance he'll be truthful, basically.
I mean, it's better options than some of our politicians recently, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about politics because that's probably a bad idea. We're here to talk about space politics and blowing shit up. Yep. Nikolaj seems to go for the early barracks.
Yeah.
Not
I'm gonna
expanding.
guess by reading his bio, he does kind of like more macro sort of play.
Yeah.
Looks like he has speed binding implemented. He detects cheese, has defense, reads his enemy's build. Okay, yeah, it sounds like he's playing more for the later game.
Yeah.
MicroMachine, meanwhile, building an in-base command center, which is really bad for humans, but I like this build versus bots. The amount of cheese you face, this is like a nice, safe way to play economically without getting run over by a cheese.
Yeah. both of them have a Reaper on the way. So we'll see if they meet in the middle.
Yeah. I think most bots prefer to use the Reaper defensively. I know MicroMachine definitely goes across the map, and there goes Nikolaj as well.
Yeah. So around about the same timing.
They do meet in the middle. Perfectly timed mine. Calculated well.
You shall not pass. Well, you shan't, but he will chase you all the way back. And
yeah, MicroMachine getting in, and the Reaper is nowhere to be seen.
yeah.
When he went to the high ground, he forgot the Reaper existed and stayed back there. So this Reaper was going to pick off some SCV kills, which is not good. In fact, he may get a lot because those production structures are building add-ons right now, not units.
There's nothing coming out anytime soon. 2
However,
Marines on the way.
Yeah, Nikolaj does get some damage of his own. He takes out the SCV building the factory and might get one more, it appears. No, that's all. However, MicroMachine is up to 5 kills now on his Reaper.
Yeah, this Reaper is doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah. Doesn't look like the Marines are reacting to it at all either.
6 kills and the Marines are still sitting there going like, what Reaper? I don't see no Reaper.
Yeah. Well, you'll see just tank. That'll limit where MicroMachine can go.
It doesn't see it. Oh, it's just out of range. Oh, this Reaper is absolutely dominating here.
What timer you at?
I at 340.
Okay.
Reaper is currently on 30 kills. Oh god. And
yeah.
Decides to have mercy.
Okay, second siege tank does arrive and shoo away the remaining Reapers, zoning them out pretty well.
Yeah.
One trickily staying behind in the base, probably not by design, but it is interesting that he's out of vision and can come in for a scout later on.
Yeah. So, we do have a Banshee coming out now, so that should chase away the Lone Reaper. And MicroMachine's planning to with their units. That's his strategy. No.
Yeah, Nikolaj is he's in trouble economically, not building much, and he's down a base. Looks like he is planning to expand, however. If he gets that bunker up and moves the tanks over, maybe he can establish a 2-base economy. But eventually, MicroMachine is just going to start swarming, and
Yeah.
we know he swarms. It's hard to ever take an expansion again once he's all over you.
Yeah, and it's just not even a matter of taking the expansion at the moment. He just doesn't have the workers to really saturate it either. So he needs to build up that work account first. As we see, the expansion does come down.
This Banshee is keeping all the Marines scared, though.
Yeah, and there's no detection there at the moment. So,
yeah.
Oh, there we go. Banshee will just about go down. I'm not going to hover over that bunker because everyone knows the bunker trick now. As MicroMachine comes across for what will probably be a killing blow.
Yeah, there is an empty bunker, but bots are scared of empty bunkers, as they do not know that they're empty most of the time.
MicroMachines them.
Yeah, MicroMachine seems okay with it this time. Committed to this attack. He probably thinks he's suiciding these Marines, but he's not. And there are a few tanks on the high ground, but he will be able to put Nikolaj back onto one base.
Yeah.
That's not a place you want to be.
Although all of these Marines are getting suicided directly into the siege tank.
Yeah.
That was a big loss for MicroMachine there.
Yeah, but he did cancel the command center, which is a big deal. It was a cancel, so he got 300 minerals back. He might be able to expand behind it. Meanwhile, third base is coming up for MicroMachine. And, yeah. And I'd like to see Nikolaj move his army out to defend at the bunker while he's expanding. Maybe he does so after the command center finishes or something. I'm not sure what his
Possibly.
logic is for that.
I'm not sure that he'll get the chance to finish it. He probably will, actually. Not sure if MicroMachine's going to send out another wave before then.
Yeah. Don't know what to say. Everything's going perfectly for MicroMachine, getting his upgrades, a lot of production up now, third base.
Yep.
He's got his bunker mining, giant army supply lead.
Yeah, that work account is just enormous difference. Over double.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that the work account's so low for Nikolaj. I thought he's been producing the whole game on that one command center.
Yeah.
He did lose like 12, 13 workers to those Reapers. I
Yeah.
have to remember that.
That's like 19 SCV losses currently for Nikolaj.
All right, I think we're going to see some deja vu here as an empty bunker and a nearly complete command center versus a push out by
Command
MicroMachine.
center going to finish. It is. Yep. So command center does finish.
Yeah, and that cues Nikolaj to come down the ramp to try to defend. So now we're going to have a more interesting fight here, I think. Let's see if this command center can survive or not. But it looks like there's like about 4 tanks in range of it, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's difficult. Sooner or later, the main base is going to start mining out.
Yeah, all the Vikings going down for Nikolaj. Command center down. Siege tanks will fall back to the high ground again. But now there's even a cloak banshee.
Yep. That's definitely a MicroMachine cloak banshee. Oh no.
So 2 tanks down, 4 remain, but not anything that can kill them. There was a scan for 1.5 Marines to kill the banshee.
This banshee's just not going to have any contest at all. Yeah. Alright.
Siege tanks pushing in.
I think with that fifth banshee in there, there's not going to be any way to survive this for Nikolaj. I think it's time to...
worst time to unsiege too.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to fast forward this. GG. MicroMachine takes the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, this could all be a result of the 2 Reapers crossing paths at the start of the game. Maybe if that interaction happens differently, he doesn't lose 13 workers, and then we get a completely different game out of him.
Yeah, I think the problem is that Nikolaj's Reaper followed the MicroMachine's Reaper back halfway to the base and then just said, nah, leave it, it's gonna go. Yeah, so if that hadn't happened, you're right, it's possible we would have had a different game. But we didn't, and MicroMachine does take the win. So let's have a look at game 2 and see if Nikolaj can make a comeback.
Yeah, game 2 will be on Berlingrad.
Right.
I'm all set.
Good to go. That's okay. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Down in the bottom right hand corner, looking to come back from 1-0 down, it is Nikolaj.
And in the top left, the bot that will probably prevent that to his MicroMachine.
Going from previous performance, I have to say that you're probably right, but there's always a chance.
Yeah. Well, it is fun to see these bots absolutely dominate in round 1 and then wonder, okay, what happens when these bots that look like they can never lose run into each other, right? Then someone's got to lose. So it's just setting up for the later rounds,
Yeah, definitely.
Paris is unstoppable, MicroMachine's unstoppable. What happens when they play? Yeah. That's their idea.
Well, and you've got the defending champion, so, it's all up from there.
Yeah. I mean, anything can happen.
Yep. So I can't remember if MicroMachine said what strategy he was using. I think it's probably going to be the same one, isn't it?
Yeah, early expand, he said. So yeah, I think that's the in-base command center.
Yeah, same one he used last time. So we may see a repeat. I'm not sure if Nikolaj has any other strategies prepared. Looks very similar though.
Yeah. We just need a better interaction between those Reapers.
Yeah.
Like, he chased MicroMachine's Reaper all the way back to his natural, and then he changed his mind. So, anything's better than that, right? If he chases them all the way back and defends, or if he just goes across the map and harasses at the same time.
Yeah. It's interesting to see what Nikolaj spends all his money on. I guess he's got 2 refineries, so and the extra one supply depot, which kind of makes up for the command center. Going for
Yeah, 2 in each gas as well, so it's not full saturation. But 2 in gas is good because with speed mining you get, you know, maybe 90-85% efficiency on the refinery without having the 3rd worker.
Yep.
So you don't gain a whole lot from the 3rd. Reapers did pass each other, which is what I wanted to see. So this is better than last game already for Nikolaj.
Yeah.
He's now chasing MicroMachine back. Now let's see who can get more work done with their initial Reaper.
So nothing. And Nikolaj's Reaper does go down, and MicroMachine's Reaper is kicking some ass, shall we say?
Yeah, he like almost got 2 SCVs, but it actually ended up being worse than last time. Last time he got at least an SCV. So even though he arrived earlier, it did not work out as well for him. Second Reaper MicroMachine is going to arrive.
This could be really bad because that factory is not producing anything at the moment.
Yeah, 2 Marines get out, but they're not going to be able to deal with the Reaper, especially not MicroMachines, the way they're microed.
Yeah, and this Reaper here is currently on...
Oh!
7 hit.
Oh! He stepped back between shots and allowed the Reaper to escape.
Oh, he's got him.
That's too
eventually.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. He did end up getting him afterwards. I guess MicroMachine didn't live up to his name, and once he escaped, he jumped back in to die. But Reaper number 1 is up to 10 kills now, so 11 make that.
Oh, this is just so sad for Nikolaj.
Yeah.
But he'll have easier matches coming up. This is probably going to be the hardest match of the tournament for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He'll be a wild card, right? Because we won't actually know how good he is if he doesn't, you know, lose his entire mineral line at the start of the game.
Yeah.
He could actually be a really strong bot in a macro game if he's left alone a little bit.
Yeah, he qualified for the tournament, so he can't be terrible.
But back in the day when MicroMachine was like so much better in all the bots, this is how he used to win.
Yeah.
He used to like fast expand, build a Reaper, and accidentally win the game with the Reaper.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He doesn't need to micro well here because he's not being chased, but he's usually pretty good at keeping the Reaper alive and place well-timed Reaper grenades. This Reaper's doing so much better than last game too. He's on 26 kills.
Oh my god. It's like a single Reaper wins the game. No.
Alright, there's only mules mining minerals now.
No,
Alright, second siege tank's out. And that does not help at all.
No, he's just out of range, I think. Yeah.
Third siege tank.
They're not even sieged. I think if they were sieged, then they'd be able to hit. Oh, there we go.
That's off 1 volley.
Yeah. And that scares the Reaper off with 31 kills. Oh, and here comes the rest of the army, just for jokes.
Yeah, I mean, army-wise, Nikolaj is still in okay shape here. He's got 3 tanks to the 2 of MicroMachine. He can survive for a little bit. He's got high ground advantage, although there's vision now of the high ground. Instantly losing 1 siege tank, but then losing all of his marines afterwards. And I think that'll cue MicroMachine to go back home.
Yeah, probably.
And that is the small victory for Nikolaj because he's 100% dead.
Yes.
That's all you can hope for is one defense.
There's not much chance here, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah, so it looks like his army like defends the area around the army, but there's no real code to like defend your main base. Like
yeah,
there's nothing that like told the bot, hey, there's like an attack in your main base, you gotta go deal with that.
yeah. You just got to deal with that Reaper, really. You can't let him put you on 6 workers.
The Marines and tanks are like, well, we're hanging up near the ramp and things look clear over here, so
Yeah.
I guess everything's okay.
So I think this
A
is
little
probably,
communication issue in the base there.
yeah, this is probably going to be the killing blow here for MicroMachine. Um,
Yeah, 2 tanks, some air units to give high ground vision.
yeah.
Cyclone will deal with the Vikings that will not exist. No, it won't. They'll instantly die.
There's no Vikings on the way, unfortunately, but that won't matter.
Yeah. So Cyclone's like, you don't need me anyways. This will be hard to
So,
break because he does have the vision given to him by the
yeah,
supply depots. So there's no real way to push into those tanks without just getting shelled as you do so.
yeah.
And he's gonna go for it.
I think
See
he
how much
is,
the
yeah.
Marines can soak up. Okay, he gets 1 tank. I think that's worth losing on the Marines.
Yep. Just needs to get that high ground vision. Can.
Yeah, this should get rid of the rest of the SCVs as he shoots these depots. SCVs will come to repair, and they'll be warmly greeted by some more siege blasts.
This is. Okay, go fix the supply depot. What? Me, boss? No, no. I'm not happy with that supply depot as it is.
It's a common problem with many Terran bots. Is like,
Yeah.
well, when a structure is injured, go repair it. So then that just becomes like this attracting force that pulls all your SCVs to their death when the structure's being shelled by siege tanks.
Yeah. So,
5th base down now for MicroMachine as he
I mean, the
contains
supply.
Nikolaj to 1.
Yeah, the supply difference is insane.
Nikolaj trying to set up a bunker. Good luck with that. Yeah, he gets a nice siege position here. He's going to get the remainder of those supply depots. Getting all the SCVs coming up to deal with it. Did not lose any tanks though. So, yeah.
The tank is taking a little bit of damage, but I get the feeling that he could just run in there with all the tanks unsieged and pretty much just. Or he's got the Raven there. He can just disable the tanks if he wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, and unsieged tanks actually do 50% more damage. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's better to break tank lines with unsieged tanks. So you don't need the splash damage when you're killing opposing tanks.
Yeah.
MicroMachine is up to what now? 7 tanks, am I counting right? 6.
6, yeah.
Oh, and a 7th arrives.
We've got 8 in total on the battlefield. So.
Oh, Banshee arrives. That will be the last of these final remaining siege tanks of Nikolaj. And with that,
Yes, there we go.
we do have our week 1 winner of this round, which is going to be MicroMachine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fast forward this now because, yeah, that's game done, guys. GG, MicroMachine will take the win. And there we have it.
Another 1 Reaper victory for MicroMachine. He's probably had more of those than he has had any other type of victory.
Yeah. That's crazy. Impressive display, but we don't really see the full tactics from MicroMachine there. We just see what we need to see. All right. But yeah, Nikolaj again. We don't really see a lot of Nikolaj at the moment. I think if he's given a chance to at least get some workers and get his economy going, he'll be someone to watch. Possibly make a lower seed run.
If you've made a new bot and you want to be embarrassed, basically MicroMachine is the worst bot to face because or the best bot to face for that because MicroMachine, if you have a weakness, MicroMachine always finds it. He's always poking, always harassing, looking for holes, and if there's a gap in your logic or your defense, he'll just completely exploit it for the entire game.
Absolutely. Okay, so up next we have the current champion. It's your bot. It's Ketroc.
Ooh.
Uh, seeded 4, 2141. So been a decent season for you. Slightly, I think we seeded 3 last time. So down 1, but
Yeah.
not too bad still.
And in preseason, I'm in Division 2 now. I'm not even in the top division anymore. These
Oh
new bots
wow.
are coming up quick and overshooting me.
Yeah. So maybe that's not a good sign for this tournament. You're slightly nervous about this matchup, but
Yeah, I have no idea how my bot plays against SmoothBrain. I haven't looked up how we do on the ladder. It's a new bot, so I don't know much about it.
yeah, let's have a look. SmoothBrain, by Mir McCorman. I think that's how you say it, right? Seeded 13th, Elo
Yeah,
18
sounds
in
good to
1.
me.
Another one of our Python bots. Your bot, of course, is in Java. So yeah, no, it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
we're getting represented well. We got Benbot and
Yeah.
Dominion Dog in the tournament.
Oh yeah,
So 3 Java bots
Java
this
bots
time.
are showing up so well at the moment. Like, I mean, MicroMachine is the only C++ bot left in the entire ladder, I think.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's been pretty crazy.
it's
But
like
yeah,
one of the fastest, most powerful languages, and
yeah,
not
no
many
one
people are
likes
using it anymore.
it.
There's
Oh
all
dear.
that manual memory management or something.
Yeah. We don't make life easy on ourselves sometimes with that. But yeah, so SmoothBrain has been tearing up the ladder a bit, and actually on the new preseasons doing quite well as well, I think.
And just reading his bio, his very first line is now able to defend worker rushes.
Um,
That's the life of every bot programmer, is getting smashed by worker rushes and having to deal
yeah,
with that. And then in
unfortunately
brackets
so.
it says except versus Zozo, the worker rush king.
Yeah, Zozo is pretty much the workhorse. Uh, does everything. Um, all right, I'm good to go with game 1 when you are.
It's defense to PF rush. Which bot does PF rush? Interesting. Yeah, I'm
I,
good to go.
I, I might be looking at it.
It seems like
uh,
my ideal, but I've never actually coded that before.
so we did have one, the Doctor, on his bot previously on season 1 years ago. All right, anyway, good to go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, our Terran bot in the top right, our new to the tournament, looking to bring a huge upset, is SmoothBrain.
And in the bottom left, it's a me, Ketroc. um, yeah, I was thinking one bot that probably does do the PF rush is Chaos Bot by Merc.
Ah,
It's a bot
yes.
we never get to see in the tournaments, but he has like the most crazy builds, which is probably why we don't see him in tournaments. But if you just name something randomly, he probably does it.
Yeah.
It's like build 5 barracks, float them into the opponent's base, and then transition to the 3-port battle cruiser. It's like, yep, he probably has that build. In fact, I think he does.
Perfect sight. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a barracks and a gas out of Ketroc, and a very similar opening out of SmoothBrain here.
Yeah, interesting that you build your first supply depot and barracks on the top left there.
Yeah, that's certain builds I wall off the Reaper jump,
Ah, yeah.
depending on the build whether I'm weak to it or not. That's what I do as a human play too. If you wall off Reaper jump and then put a bunker in your natural
Yeah.
entrance, then you're pretty solid
Yeah.
against any sort of Reaper all-ins.
Pretty safe there. Nothing's getting in. Yeah, factory.
Yes, I believe this is a build where I stay on one base for a fair amount of time, as I tech up pretty quickly to Cloak Banshee.
Yeah. SmoothBrain expanding.
Yeah, speaking of MicroMachine, this is actually the build I put a lot of work into specifically for MicroMachine. So there's lots of fancy mechanics and tank versus tank battles, like figuring out when he doesn't quite have vision and inching my tanks forward so I can get, win siege battles and stuff.
Yeah. So early Reaper
So
coming out.
yeah, here it comes, and we're going to be testing that Reaper defense, I guess.
Oh, no way up, I'm afraid. So it does spot that pretty quickly there. Oh, and just about saves the Reaper, but no way in SmoothBrain, unfortunately. And he'll go back.
What did my bunker just shoot?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Maybe one of the cleaning bots. So
Is that what I did? Do I kill cleaning bots?
I don't
They
know.
do annoy me.
Yeah.
I actually code that and I forgot about it. That could be what's happening.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder if the API even sees cleaning bots or not.
whatever you did, it didn't show on the units lost tab. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I killed my own unit, that wouldn't show up on units lost either.
yeah.
Something definitely died as my SCVs came out to repair. Hopefully, it was a cleaning bot and I didn't kill my own SCV.
Yeah. We'll say it's a cleaning bot. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, the big threat of the cleaning bot.
Much earlier expansion out of SmoothBrain, as he's already mining at his natural and only halfway done for Ketroc.
Yeah. So decent little advantage there, but we'll see what happens when the Banshees come out.
Yeah, and the Banshee got delayed quite a bit too. Like my bot was overreacting to the bunker. Like the Reaper would take one shot at my bunker, and I'd send 4 SCVs from my main base to repair it. So they don't have the most complex logic to decide how dire a threat is that requires repair.
Yeah. So those 3 Marines just walked straight into a tank shot and decided they didn't like it, and now deciding that they do like it and they're gonna die. Oh, these poor Marines.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, like you just kind of react to what you can see, and since tanks can shoot further than you can see, it's hard to react properly to them.
Don't go back. Don't go back. That's not where you want to be. No! Oh, the suicide. Poor Marine.
More significant push coming now, though, with some Marines and a siege tank.
Yeah. Still, I think you're pretty tight up in there, so I don't think he's gonna be able to do much.
Yeah. Kind of a lack of detection on his side, however. He's got one scan almost ready, and a Raven on the way. Okay, maybe it won't be too bad, but this Banshee has arrived and is going to start working on these SCVs.
Yeah. Nothing really to challenge it at the moment.
And unfortunately, his Marines are just kind of waddling into the siege tank on the other side of the map.
Yeah. That siege tank is not what you want to deal. Oh no.
This Banshee's actually wasting a lot of shots. He keeps shooting at the SCV that's entering the gas geyser, and he misses it.
That's a good sign, but still, 17 kills.
Yeah. Alright. Raven has finally arrived. Only 4 Marines to deal with it, though. That still could be a problem.
Yeah. You know, the Banshee's been a problem when it has to decloak because it's run out of energy and it's still shooting.
Yeah. That's a problem, alright. Third base going down for SmoothBrain, though, despite losing all those workers. I'm not sure if that's the best decision.
No.
Probably needs to resaturate what he has. But
Still, I mean, that'll get there.
if there's a bot that'll let him survive for a while and get away with that, it's probably Ketroc.
Yeah.
He's not very aggressive. Even on the other side of the map, we do have 2 starports with tech labs now for Ketroc and a fair amount of tanks and cyclones.
Yep. Banshee reports survived 24 kills. No.
Only killed 23 supply.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How?
I wonder what the other kill was. Did he kill a depot or something?
Possibly. Oh no, because the refinery got cancelled, didn't it? So.
That would be it, I guess.
If that was it, yeah. So yeah.
2 more Banshees heading out for harassed ones. One going clockwise, one counterclockwise the other direction. Still no third base out of Ketroc, however. Still adding on starports. Up to 5 of them now.
Seems a bit over the top for that, but yeah.
This time a good amount of Marines and Raven's already out, so it's gonna be tougher for this Banshee. However, with the second Banshee arriving soon afterwards, maybe he'll be too distracted to deal with one of them.
I think this Banshee's probably going to go down pretty fast. No, maybe not.
Yeah, he's just out of there. Unfortunately, these Banshees did not arrive at the same time, so as one leaves, the other one comes. But is catching SmoothBrain well out of position here. Yeah.
Yeah, a fair few kills. It's going straight into the corner, maybe it might survive. That's some really good micro on Banshees there, just to get a few more kills out.
Yeah. If I got the speed upgrade, actually, it can be really annoying for the opposing bots. But there's actually like a big push coming out at the same time. Big forward siege position here for Ketroc. Actually did distract. We got an interference matrix on the siege tank. That's interesting. And a lot of Marines. That's going to cut through those unprotected tanks quite well.
So the tank's going to go down. It will force the command center to lift though. So
yeah, that's something.
Disrupting all mining at that base. And I get the sense that these Marines might have chased out a bit too far.
Yeah, Raven actually abandoned them, allowing these Banshees to collect some free kills here. And third base has been established by Ketroc with 2 more bases coming down as well. As well as an in-base orbital, so he's just loading up on command centers now.
That's very typical of what Ketroc does a lot of the times.
Ooh. Viking's actually taking out one of the Ravens. If the other one goes down, these Banshees are gonna have a good time.
Yeah. All those Marines are very low as well, and there's no medevacs for them.
They do take out the final siege tank, however. And that's going to cue Ketroc to head back home. Meanwhile, another Cloak Banshee's harassing in both a third and main base. Main base one dying, third base one not so much.
It's going to be there for a while. Medevac is not going to do the trick, I'm afraid.
Well, actually, it means he's going to have to 3-hit the SCVs now because of the medevac instead of 2-hitting them. It's kind of like how a shield battery is hard to kill anything with a single Banshee when there's a shield battery nearby.
It looks like it's damaging a lot of those SCVs, but unfortunately not killing any. That's the other Banshee. Let's rip on the third expansion.
Yeah, small little bioforces made across the map. Actually took out a few transmitting SCVs out of Ketroc.
Getting cleaned up now by the PF, so...
Yeah, these Banshees are just non-stop though.
Yeah.
Another one getting out, surviving with 7 kills on it. Make that 8 kills. Picking up a final SCV before he leaves.
Yeah, an easy way to get this fourth base set up now for SmoothBrain. Although it does bring his army across, which is not too bad.
Yeah, the expansions are getting a little out of hand now for Ketroc, who has taken over even SmoothBrain's side of it now.
Yeah, and all these auto turrets just absolutely destroying these SCVs in this expansion. Command center will go down.
The auto turrets shot the refinery first, so assuming they tried to repair the refinery, and like all the SCVs just funneled to their death. No. There's another like repair magnet.
Yeah. So SmoothBrain is bringing his army back to try and take out this. I'm not even going to specify the number of the command center. Ketroc, it's probably the 11th or 12th.
Yeah, no Raven out though, so these Banshees just slowly take out these Marines for free.
Yeah.
He did deny that base though for a while. That's the SCV was not able to, or the SCV building was taken out.
Yeah, so Ketroc has almost done it now. Just so cancel on the command center, and SmoothBrain is back down to 2 base, and it's just GG out. I'm not going to crash. Fatal error. There's auto turrets. What are they shooting at?
Just about everything. Killing off the
Yeah.
Marines, working on the command center. Siege tanks have taken a nice forward position here now for Ketroc.
Yeah.
They will be doing the final push into the main base, I think. There's actually 3 Marines still hanging out, killing that base. Interestingly, forgotten by everyone.
Yeah. Let's go.
Auto turret fight.
Yeah.
Don't see that every day.
So not many minerals left on this base here either. I think it's probably time we called this.
Yeah, I think so.
Injection.
Yeah. Not enough minerals to do his mule DM, so no reason to not fast forward this thing.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I'd like to see a good GG from Ketroc. Alright, there we have it. Ketroc with a decent start to the new tournament, defending his crown. Now let's take a look at game 2.
Yeah, just loading it up now. Yeah, so similar fashion to previous game. You kind of just threw away a bunch of Marines at the start, and then he lost all of his SCVs to 1 Banshee.
Yeah.
So hard to get into that mid-game macro beast mode he wants to get to, and he loses so much early on.
Yeah, it's very much a case with a lot of the new bots that it's a learning curve of so many things you have to deal with, like Reapers, like Banshees, worker rushes, and just to get to the actual stage where you're in a macro game, you have to deal with all of those things. And yeah, sadly, he didn't deal with it as well as he could have done. I'm good to go on game 2 though.
I'm all good.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, up in the top right is Ketroc.
And the top left on this horizontally mirrored map, we have the blue Terran SmoothBrain looking to stay alive, down 1-0. Yeah, it's a much more difficult task to build a bot that tries to play macro, because then you have to handle like the 5,000 different attacks that can come your way.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of bot authors start off by doing a cheesy build, because if you're the aggressor, you don't have to really worry about what your opponent's doing.
Yeah.
Just kill him first, and then it doesn't matter what he's doing,
Exactly. Get to the easy stage first, and they say a lot of the top bots, like MicroMachine, started off very, very cheesy, and yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those early versions of those tournaments. It's just like build one unit, A move it across the map. Most bots didn't know how to win the game if A moving towards the opponent's spawn position didn't kill everything.
Yeah.
It's a very different time. Bots have raised the bar like 1,000 times since then, and MicroMachine's been along for the entire ride.
Yeah, it was so much fun though. Like, much simpler times, as you say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I knew about it back then.
Yeah.
I only found out about this API late in the game.
Well, that depends. We've got hopefully they'll have an API coming out for Stormgate when that gets released as well. So
yeah, I would love that, but there's
yeah.
been zero talk about it so far.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we've got might have some contacts over there or something. We can push for it. But, yeah,
I do want a good excuse to like start building a bot from scratch again.
yeah,
Because my bot, I was kind of like learning how to code again as I started my bot, so
yeah. The
kind of like
problem.
having like a junior programmer build the bot for you, and then you got to maintain it. It's like, oh, what's all this terrible code in here that I want to get rid of?
Yeah,
I can
which
slowly refactor some of it, but it's just so much. I'd rather
which
just
bloody
restart from
idiot
scratch.
coded this? Oh, it was me.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. So again, similar start there. With,
Yep. He's getting the 4 SCV distraction every time he pokes that bunker.
yeah. So Reaper coming in again. Will he escape this time? And escapes, and 4 more SCVs come down. Ooh. I think I see a minor exploit with your bot actually that could possibly be used. I shouldn't probably say anything.
Well, the thing is, if someone was breaking my bunker and my SCVs are that far away, I need to panic react to it.
Yeah. And you take out the
But I
Reaper
should be
anyway
basing it
here.
more on the units I see. I think I base it on the damage as it's coming in.
Yeah.
But
So,
and then
yeah.
also the distance my SCVs are from the bunker that needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
And I think the distance is a big factor. I think if they would only pull one worker if I already was mining at my natural base, because more workers are already so close.
Yeah. But a minor little exploit that can be poked probably, but it probably doesn't do too much damage.
Yeah. Well, that was written by the junior programmer back in the day, anyway. So.
Yeah. What a bloody idiot. Yeah.
He tried to use one method to handle every repair scenario, and obviously it's lacking in many regards.
Yeah. And yeah, SmoothBrains, this Marine decides that a shell fire from a tank is not what he wants for breakfast, and runs all the way home.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps those Marines alive better this time and gets that Raven out, which I believe he builds after the first Banshee, assuming he does the same this game,
Yeah.
he'll be looking better.
It's running all the way home to Mummy. Mummy, they put some teach tanks at me. Oh, no, go back and do it again. And he's now running all the way across the map again.
Well, the good news for him, because of the layout of this map, this Banshee, he likes to swing around the outside. It's going to take a long, long time to get to his natural. Maybe his Raven will be ready by the time the Banshee gets there.
Yeah. Ah, yes, I
Yeah.
see. Coming all the way down the bottom.
Yeah, it's another push, handful of, well, good amount of Marines in a single siege tank. There is space to get range on that bunker and stay out of bunker range, or stay out of siege tank range if he gets the right siege position.
So, SmoothBrain does send the Banshee into the main.
Oh, this time it's SmoothBrain getting all the damage done.
There's currently no detection for Ketroc either, so 3 kills.
Yeah, no scans available.
Ketroc's Banshee is still over the other side, just about hitting now as well.
Oh, and the scan wasn't enough to take out the
No,
Banshee, even with 2 Vikings on it.
this is really bad. Could we see an upset here? Meanwhile,
Yeah, and Ketroc's Banshee is
side,
being handled very well on the other side, yeah.
So, Mason goes down.
Workers are getting back to work now. It looks like, how many workers? 9 workers are killed there in that Banshee harass.
Yeah. But just looking at the situation at the moment, looking at the worker count, supply, army count, everything is in SmoothBrain's favour.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, he's up a good 12 workers. He's got a 3rd base. Ketroc does not even have one started yet.
yeah. So can he pull this off? I don't know what's happening here. Looks like a little dance of the Ravens at SmoothBrain's 3rd base.
Well, that's what happens when you rally all your units to a single point on the ground. They're all fighting to take that point. Okay, big push here. 3 siege tanks, 2 ravens, which we do know has the ability to interference matrix Ketroc's ravens.
Yep. And the siege tanks as well, if he wants to.
Yep. Vikings are keeping tabs though. We got the bunker repairs finally kicking in. Like for a good reason, not a dumb reason, but the bunker goes down. One siege tank is matrix, the other one is doing its best work it can. Is able to survive through this repair.
Yep.
Some of the Marines were distracted shooting the high ground defense, or the high ground barracks, and then his siege tanks never tried to siege up. So just unfortunately too much of the army not really doing much. And during that time, a couple Banshees have arrived on the other side of the map, so...
Oh no.
Nice little turnaround there for Ketroc. Not looking good for SmoothBrain anymore.
Just get those ravens back. Because there is an attack here from a few Marines on the other side of the map, but not really doing a lot.
Okay, one Banshee does go down after taking out 9 workers.
Yeah, this one here is 9 as well.
Mm-hmm. And Ketroc finally establishing a 3rd base.
Yeah, I don't think one more order is going to stop him.
But I like this push up by SmoothBrain. Perfectly, like this is what you want to do. You absorb that damage and then you go across the map and deny the 3rd.
Yeah, if you can take out the 3rd base here, it's going to be in a still pretty strong position with 4th base on the way too.
Yeah, 3 tanks. 2 of them are pre-siege. There's a lot to defend, but that's a big push out. Yeah, unfortunately his own siege tanks walled off the bridge. And yeah, the tank code needs a little bit of work, unfortunately, for SmoothBrain. That could have gone well for him. Even on an A move, it might have worked out well.
Banshee's going to take him out.
There was basically the lack of fodder units for Ketroc. Like, there's tanks with nothing in front, so if you just kind of charge your Marines into that, you can take those tanks down.
I mean, it's the Xena Bridge, really, isn't it? I think we can... Are we still calling it the Xena Bridge from last time?
I think I've forgotten that one.
Ah, yeah. Never forget. There needs to be a little gravestone on the bridge with, like, Xena. Never forget, like, however many kills they had. It was quite a lot.
A couple more harassed Banshees getting pushed back home, both surviving this time. Nice little cycle unlock, slowly taking out these Marines. Ravens are trying to get the Matrix, but the Vikings are kind of keeping them in check a little bit.
The Marines are just marching to their death, really, as well. Absorbing shots from the tanks.
Yeah, it's just the tentative siege tanks of SmoothBrain is being the big factor in these fights. Without those 5-6 tanks joining the fight, it's just leaving the bio out to dry.
Yeah. Ketroc is now pushing forward a bit into the 4th base of SmoothBrain.
Yeah, kind of getting sandwiched a little bit here though. Let's see how this fight turns out this time.
Hold them off on both sides, then that's going to be a problem.
Well, here's where the siege tank logic is. I notice that they can inch forward safely, and they do so, being able to take out SmoothBrain siege tanks.
Yep. There's 3 of SmoothBrain siege tanks going down. Let's push out with Marines here, but it's just going to eat more siege tank shots. Or maybe not. No, I think he's going to clear the attack now for the moment. Ketroc now up in supply and workers.
Oh my gosh, a couple of speed Banshees are in his 3 o'clock base or 9 o'clock base there too, just laying havoc to the worker line.
Yeah, 19 kills on that one and 9 kills on the
That,
other.
yeah, and since the Ravens are dealing with that, it meant no Ravens were protecting the Marines that were pushing across the map. Yeah. It's a nice little start there out of SmoothBrain, just a little lacking in the actual battles, and that allowed Ketroc to come back and take over.
But once you get up to that level of advantage over a bot, like there's definitely something to work with there for SmoothBrain.
Oh yeah, a couple tweaks.
Yeah.
Like, basically, he either needs all of his army to be willing to push into siege tank range, or none of his army.
Yeah.
You can't have the bio say, okay, we'll go, and this siege tank thing saying, nah, we'll stay back. So you just get those two things lined up well, and I think this could have been a victory for him. Because that means all these fights, you know, could deny the third base to Ketroc, and
yeah,
it just could have gotten a lot worse from there.
Yeah, if you can get that third base down, then
and that's 4 base on 2.
Yeah. And that's going to be a real problem. SmoothBrain is just really taking out the 4th base, pushing into the 3rd base now.
So many siege tanks at the 9 o'clock again.
Yeah.
Just laying waste. Like, I can't. Let's see how many workers are going down this game. We're at 75 workers down for SmoothBrain. I do like how he saves his command center though when things get bad there.
He's down to just 3 bases now though. Only really one mining one. Meanwhile, Ketroc is on literally every base in the map.
Yeah, Ketroc trying to take that 4th base as the orbital does come back to try to reestablish a 4-base economy for SmoothBrain here.
That's one very brave SCV, by the way. Oh, and SmoothBrain's in a problem there. Oh, okay. I thought he tried to build a command center at the same time as trying to land one.
Yeah, they both give that little outline.
Yeah.
It is smart though, like sometimes your own units will block your structures from landing.
Yeah.
So he actually has code in there to like stop giving his units commands when there's a landing structure nearby. So the problem with bots giving commands every single frame means like there's no opportunity for landing structures to push the units out of the way.
Yeah. These poor Marines, undefended, they're gonna just eat tank shots all day.
Yeah. Tanks doing work on them. When the Marines do get close enough, auto turrets come down to help fodder for the tanks.
So yeah, just one mining base now for SmoothBrain. I think technically 2, but there's a Banshee in the back there taking out everything that's going.
Yeah. Commander Banshee at 26 kills.
That's insane.
Upgrades are going well for on both sides though.
Yeah.
SmoothBrain's bio is almost a 3-3. And we got 2 mech upgrades for Ketroc. Edge is taking out a lot of tanks though. That leaves us 2 deeply red siege tanks now for SmoothBrain.
Yeah. This 4th base here for SmoothBrain is probably going down again. I wonder if that's bringing in more minerals and mining than it is putting out in repair at the moment.
They're up to 130 worker kills, by the way. Yeah. The question is, does Ketroc have enough orbitals to start doing the old BM?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably soon. Anyway, I think I'm going to call this over, unless you have any...
Yeah. No, this is 100% over. Yeah.
We will see if there's any BM for Ketroc at the end. Yeah, 194 workers down. Who'd be a SmoothBrain SCV? think SmoothBrain tapped out before Ketroc had the chance to do any BM. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah,
All right,
no, really
GG.
good start for Ketroc, and SmoothBrain showing some promise as well there, though. Definitely.
Yeah, he made a fight of it.
Got a good lead in game 2, and I think if he takes out the third base there, he's gonna be in a really good position to take that game possibly. But he'll march on and see who he fights in the next round. All right, next up we have our old favorite Zozo coming back up against Octopus V3. Let's have a look at their stats for a second.
So Zozo is like made Worker Rush the base of his bot, and then he's like slowly expanded from there to like now it's like a non-committal Worker Rush into like an immortal push.
Yeah, come down
But
as
it's
the 6th seed. Has been sailing up the ladder and then actually took a dip towards the end of the season. So I don't know if that's that says anything. He's in not so good form, so maybe.
still though 2000 ELO is nothing to scoff at.
No, he's very well coded bot and the master of the Worker Rush. And his opponent will be Octopus V3 by
This will probably be
Takeda.
a quick one. One way or
I don't
another.
know. Yeah, I mean, Octopus V3 has been floating around a lot. Hasn't really sort of like made an impact in the Sc2AI arena tournaments, but has been having some fun in pro bots. So it's definitely a bot with a lot of thought behind it. So
I have a feeling that his only tournament appearance was in the Sc2AI tournament, and I think it was a deep run too.
oh, okay.
I just have this memory of like a 4-gate bot or a 4-gate blink bot that made it to like further than it should have.
I can't
Like made it
remember.
to like Final Four or something.
Yeah, I
But it
think
might
it
have
was
been
in
pro
pro
bots, I'm not
bots. Yeah, I
sure.
think it was pro. I'm not sure. Takedo's in chat. Maybe you can tell us. um, but yeah, I think it was. It says I was in Corin tournament. I don't know what Corin is.
But I do like the fact that Octopus is like a one basing bot.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that helps a little bit versus
yeah,
a worker rush, we'll say.
yeah.
You don't want to be going like Nexus first or something when you're facing a worker rush.
No. All right, I'm good to go when you are.
I'm all set.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left. Let's be quick with this. It is our firm favorite. It is Zozo.
And in the top right, we have a man of 8 legs. It is Octopus version 3. First 2 versions had a few less legs.
Yeah. His tag was words. WRDS. I'm not sure what that means.
If you take a look at the middle of the map, you'll see that there's not a stream of probes running across it. We have, for the first time ever, Zozo keeping his workers at home.
I want my money back. I want a worker rush out of this. I want my money back, Zozo. This is not what we expect from you. This is bad behavior from your bot.
At this point, it's almost BM not to worker rush.
Exactly. Come on, Sam Orgon, who's the created. Oh no, Octopus, don't do this. Don't block off your own thing there. Oh god. I don't know if that's deliberate, but
it's not like you don't want to put a 3x3 structure mineral line, but if you were going to do it, that's the place to put it.
Yeah.
It just interrupts the mining a little bit for one mineral patch and the gas.
God,
although his probes are too dumb. They're not going on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, this is anti-worker rush code. He's walling off his mineral line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like...
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh god, it's like the ultimate counter to the worker rush, and Zozo isn't worker rushing. Oh my god. What's going on?
Oh, I used to do this once. There was a map where I used to float to the gold. And what the opponents would do is they would just like send all the workers at the start of the game. So what you do is you float to the gold and you wall off a pocket of the minerals just so the drones can't get in.
This is
similar idea here. Except he tried to wall off his entire mineral line.
Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant from Octopus V3. If Zozo had worker rushed, Zozo would be so dead right now. But he didn't.
Yeah, so this could be a little bit of sniping going on. Maybe this does work versus Zozo. So Zozo
Yeah.
decided not to bring the worker rush.
Oh, it's kind of sniping and anti-sniping.
Yeah, yeah.
But is there some
Well,
spying going on the strategies?
I wonder if that's calculated or whether he hard coded like all the structure locations for every map.
Yeah.
You know, like
I,
because
I
that's not easy to figure out how to wall off your mineral line.
no, no, I reckon it must be hard coded.
All right, so we got like a one base all in versus a one base turtle. This will actually be interesting. We do have a couple shield batteries and a couple cannons at the front line there,
Yeah.
and it looks like he's going into Stargate play.
Yeah.
This is like old school bot meta, like the one base build cannons and void rays.
Yeah.
You know, you survive with the cannons, you finish them off with the void rays. And here comes the
Does it
push. It
work?
does
Yeah.
involve a warp prism, so there's a potential to bypass that front line. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I could go around the side, but I don't see any defensive units from Octopus yet. So we might not need it.
Yeah, so just a little test, sees the cannons, he's like, okay, we don't have enough.
Yeah.
Not a bad decision to make. First Void Raid is being chronoed out by Octopus. And meanwhile, we do have the first Immortal out on the field for Zozo with the second one on the way.
This is, Immortal's not that great against Void Rays, but the Stalkers are there to help out, so it should be okay.
Interestingly, no warp gates even, so the warp prism is not going to be able to do what it's meant to do, which is warp things in. It'll just be there for micro tactics or dropping into the main base, I guess.
It's going to be there to scare him. But again, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the second Immortal out, that's going to cue Zozo to push across the map. So we do have a
I,
couple of Immortals this time now against a Void Ray, 4 shield batteries. 5 shield batteries and 2 cannons.
why is. Oh, he's researching shields, so that'll be good. Um, let's see how the attack goes.
Yeah, overcharge on shield battery. There's no chance he's going to be losing that Void Ray.
Yeah, you say that, but it got him down fairly low.
Yeah, well, I mean, during the overcharge, there's no chance.
Yeah.
Now the overcharge is done, you might have the firepower to punch through it. But
It's lost a
even
lot
then,
of Stalkers there.
yeah.
There's 6 Stalkers dead.
Yeah, 6 stalkers killed for nothing.
Yeah.
That's the unit's lost out right now. Second Void Raid on the way.
The big question is here is, do either of these bots have any code to expand?
If not, I kind of like it for Octopus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both Immortals survive, but then they get the wiggles, and okay, now they're and they end up both dying now. Oh, that's a big deal.
Oh god, this is looking very, very good for Octopus.
Yeah, still a good amount of energy on those shield batteries too. 2 of them are full.
Yeah.
The other 3 are regenerating once again. And now there's 2 Void Rays.
And the third one on the way, and the second Stargate on the way as well.
More shield batteries just randomly going up in the back of the base too. Octopus does not want to die in any fashion this game. I think he could even handle the Warp Prism dropping these units in.
Yeah, there's a... Oh god. Yeah, more shield batteries coming up, more Stargates.
Oof. And with the overcharged Void Rays,
Yep.
or whatever it's called, prismatic alignment on the Void Rays, those stalkers die so quickly.
Look at the losses tab. It's like 15 Stalkers and 2 Immortals and not a single loss on the
Yeah.
side of Octopus.
This could be a perfect game out of Octopus.
You still have to finish him off though.
True. But if he waits until, you know, Zozo's run dry on all of his minerals and units, that should be a very easy finish off from there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess once the octopus hits a certain number of void rays, he pushes out.
I mean, are you sure? Like, literally just sit there and absorb all the punishment, and then
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out if Zozo has any code to expand. I have to say it's fairly nice targeting as well from Octopus. So it's always making sure to focus fire on the same units and
Yeah,
take
I
them
couldn't
down.
tell if he was changing his target to the stalkers because the stalkers got in range and they can shoot up,
Mm.
or whether he was purposely activating the barrier on the immortal, then switching to the stalkers, waiting for the barrier to go down, and then switching back to the immortals afterwards.
So that would be very good.
Yeah,
So
I've coded that into my bot. It's actually it's quite helpful
yeah,
because that barrier can be, if it soaks up like a couple powerful siege tank shots or a couple powerful planetary shots, it's a big deal.
up to 6 void rays now from
Mm-hmm.
Octopus.
Oh my goodness.
There is no way he's getting broken.
It's like a tower defense, man. It's just
Yeah.
like waves of really waves of lemmings, we'll call it. And since he's bottlenecked on gas, it doesn't really matter that he's kind of nerfed his own mineral mining by having this gateway in the middle of the mineral line.
Yeah, it's fine for him.
I can see Zozo's extra probes are just kind of hanging out. They're not
Oh
distance mining, and which probably means there's probably, I'm gonna guess there's no code to actually expand.
no.
So
Although,
I think this is just the normal Zozo build with the worker rush taken out,
yeah,
just straight into the
Octopus
immortal line.
actually is doing a bit of distance mining.
Yeah, as he runs out of mineral patches, he's down to 4 now, or 5 now. That fifth one he was distance mining, or fifth one he's having trouble mining from, so it'll stick around for a little while longer. It's still having 500 minerals remaining.
Yep. So,
Yeah, so the question is basically when does Octopus win the game, and will he do it without losing a single unit? I think right now he could aim move and not lose a single unit, so
I think he
I
probably
think
could.
he's got the perfect game more or less wrapped up, unless there's some awkward
Maybe, but like, yeah, there's not many mineral patches left
micro
for
that goes on.
Zozo.
Oh, except his low ground probes. What if he loses a probe to like an immortal?
Oh no, don't do that.
Careful, careful, Octopus. This is
There's
important. In fact,
nothing
we
that.
may, we may give the victory to Zozo if you lose one of those probes.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just saying that now.
definitely.
We'll change the rule of the tournament. Just for this game, just for you.
If Octopus loses the probe here, he loses the game. And
Yeah, like he's literally
oh,
wrapped up the perfect game. So don't throw it by losing a distance mining
I
probe.
mean, is there any hope of him actually moving out at any point? Are we just gonna wait here? I mean, against Zozo, it is the perfect tactic, isn't it? It's just like sit, be as safe as possible, sit and build up a huge army, and you're facing a bot that's never going to expand. So
Yeah, I think he can keep this up for a long time. Since he's gas
yeah,
bottlenecked, it doesn't matter that he's distance mining for minerals at this point.
yeah,
As long as he's not distance mining gas, he'll be able to keep the exact same void ray production as he did earlier.
yeah,
Because he's got enough mineral income to continue the void ray production, even with the distance mining going on.
yeah.
So he can keep this up for another, 5 minutes or so before he actually starts losing void ray production. Oh, shield batteries had to save that that probe. Luckily, the probes are actually in range of these shield batteries for the most part. So
Yeah,
even if they take a shot from the stalkers, which that probe did, took 2 shots from the stalker,
yeah.
you can heal through it.
Takezo's saying anytime now,
Yeah.
Octopus should attack. I hope so. I don't want to be sitting here forever waiting, watching two bots stare at each other. Um,
What's the number of void rays? Like I'm just thinking as a coder, like that has to
14.
be his logic, right? Like go when you have 20 void rays or something.
Yeah, it's 14 there at the moment. So
Maybe set it by a time in the game.
oh, there's an
Or
expand coming down.
Uh-oh.
for octopus.
Yeah, that's bad news for Octopus.
Yeah, don't do it.
That
You
means
might
he
lose a
might lose
probe.
a unit.
Get that probe out of there. It's fine. As Zozo sends another small wave.
Okay, with the expansion, maybe we should hit the 2x button or something.
Yeah, let's fast forward this, I think, shall we?
Because now I'm wondering whether Octopus goes when he maxes out. Now
Yeah,
he's
okay, let's
finally
just
expanding.
let's just go. Come on. Wait, did he lose probe? Yes, he lost a probe. Okay, Zozo wins, guys.
All right. Down 1-0, we have Octopus here.
Yeah. Zozo wins. A probe was lost. No perfect game.
And I think at like 8 Void Rays, he was
Oh wait,
already
there we
able
go.
to
There we
move
go.
out
There we
this
go.
game.
There we go. He's coming across now. GG. Zozo, you should have gone with a worker rush. All right. Uh, let's have
I
a look.
am really interested to see if he uses the Worker Rush next game. I want to see how that like makeshift wall works against it. Because I don't think it would be up in time, actually, that makeshift wall.
Maybe.
Like that one required like what, 4
I think.
structures? 2 pylons, a forge, and a gateway?
Yeah.
You can't even have a pylon and a forge, but like a pylon and forge is all you can have by that point.
Yeah, I think people are paying more attention to the cat in the background. All right, I'm good to go when you are.
Yep, just loading in now.
Cat's disappeared, guys. Sorry. Go play for the people on the stream.
All right, I'm all set.
Okay. Going in 3, 2, 1, 0, go. Okay, up in the top left, down 1-0, it is Zozo.
And in the bottom right, we have Octopus down 1-0.
Up 1-0.
Unofficially.
Oh yeah. We lost a probe, guys. Sorry.
Okay, and he does have the first pylon in a position that fills one of the gaps in the mineral line.
Yeah. No.
But we do not have a worker rush out of Zozo,
Yeah.
so might be a repeat. Let's see if anything changes.
Yeah.
I do want to see like, oh, he went pylon. There's the forge. Like, the workers will have arrived by now, right? 45 seconds in?
Yes, I think
Even
so.
on this map is pretty big. Like, I think they would have arrived by now.
Yeah, I think you have kind of the setup there that you need if you wanted to get a cannon up. If you can hold off the worker rush for a few seconds at least.
Okay, so Octopus has lost the game.
Yeah.
He has trapped every single probe he has.
Oh no!
Oh, he created a new probe on the outside.
He got one
Okay,
outside.
he's smart.
Alright,
He's smart.
that's
He's
good.
smart.
But does he have any
I thought
probes to actually mine?
Well, the new ones will have to be the ones in mine,
Yeah.
I guess.
Ah, there
Oh, I thought he was screwed.
we go. I mean, it might be. Where's this probe going?
Scouting, I guess?
Maybe.
Maybe he was distance mining since there is no gas, and then changed his mind once the gas came back. He is having trouble building this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, so this is why he was having trouble building like the shield batteries last game at the front line. He kept I kept seeing it being clicked and then unclicked, clicked and unclicked because he kept choosing probes that were in the mineral line that were trapped.
Oh, there we go. Why is that going to be a problem for him?
No, like he keeps changing. Like he might fail like 20 times in a row, but that only takes him like 2 seconds to fail 20 times. Eventually, he'll pick a probe that's able to get the pathing there. Yeah. Yeah, same issue with the Stargate now.
Yeah.
Keeps trying to build the Stargate and he can't until he picks one of those gas probes.
Nope, not gonna get there. I mean, is this going to be a
There he
slight
goes.
problem?
Yeah, it took a while. I think that was maybe like 15
Yeah,
attempts before he finally got that Stargate down.
but it is going to mean that Zozo will be able to get the stalkers out there a little bit faster without without the shield batteries set up. So
Yeah, I believe this first wave will just see the cannons and get the heck out of there, though. It's more the wave where there's two immortals. That's the scary one.
yeah,
And now that there's, what, two shield batteries and two cannons? As long as he gets a... Well, he may not have a Void Ray in time, actually.
yeah,
Let's see, where are the immortal production at? First immortal is out. Second immortal has not started yet.
yeah. On the way now.
And now there's a Chrono Void Ray. Okay, so there will be one Void Ray in time.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is looking very similar to last game.
yeah. I don't know if there's any way for Zozo to break through.
I was really wishing we got to see the worker rush, though.
Yeah,
I want to see this defense, this wall off the mineral defense versus the worker rush. It must work. Just based on the fact that Zozo's not working worker rushing, I'm guessing that it works.
yeah. I think yeah, it was so successful in the last tournament that it's difficult to understand why it's not been re-reduced. But yeah, I guess if he's seen it on ladder, then there's a good chance he'll be a bit nervous about pulling it out there. So there is one Void Ray there, and there's so much static defense here. There's not going to be any breaking of it.
No. 5 shield batteries is more than enough. Perfectly placed too, like the cannons in front, shield batteries behind, plenty of pylons. Don't have a weakness there.
Yeah, nothing Zozo can really do about that one.
Yeah. The only question is, will Zozo get the 2-0 sweep by killing a single probe this game?
Yeah. I mean,
Ooh.
if he gets adventurous,
Octopus is thinking ahead with the low ground, low ground shield battery to help protect his
Oh,
probes.
but you see that the mineral line is actually a lot further away this time.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he actually was distance mining to like the forward, whatever that is, third base.
Yeah.
Because I think he distance mines to whatever mineral patches are closest to the nexus. And if
Yeah.
you take out the terrain, it's that forward base.
So.
Oh, shield battery getting hurt. Shield batteries are repairing each other.
Yeah.
Nice thing about bots is they don't rely on just like the auto repair of the shield batteries. They can code their own repair.
Yeah. So again.
What do you think? 2x?
I think so.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has any objections, but yeah, I think speed this up. We're going to see exactly the same as last time, guys. Sorry. So
Shield upgrade's done, just to boost the shield battery effect even further.
Yeah. So this is a big upset, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were wondering why Octopus made the cut this time, we'll say. And if he's able to, like, always kill a 2000 ELO bot in Zozo, that's definitely a way to get your own ELO up very quickly.
Yeah.
So not many bots beat Zozo. And if Zozo is, like, stealing from the rich and feeding Octopus the ELO he gained.
Yeah, seriously impressive there from Octopus. So
we got Robo this time out of Octopus. That's a change, I think.
Yeah. But sorry. But yeah.
Oh, you went 8x. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the stream. It's like, oh, you're done already. Did you lose a probe?
No, it was a perfect game.
Perfect game. Very nice. Okay, we'll give you the 2-0 then. Since
we'll
recovered
give it
from
to
their
you.
last loss.
No, seriously impressive Takado, and yeah, such an improvement from last time. So it's really great to see Octopus doing so well, and he'll be moving on into the upper reaches of our Swiss format. So could face a lot of nasty bots in the next round. But yes, so our final game of the day features our very old friend and really tournament regular. It is Dominion Dog. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so
And versus Xena, which is the new incarnation from
yep,
Soupcatcher, and he's teaming up with another author now. I can't remember the name of, but
Supercatcher and
yeah.
Breadloader.
The Soupcatcher is the author of Zoe, which is
Yeah,
always like the number 2 bot on the ladder, and
yeah,
Xena is slowly catching up.
yeah.
And is this going to be the random bots,
Yes,
or is it
so it is
okay?
going
Yeah.
to be the random bots. Xena does love playing random. And yeah, so while Zoe is kind of like the higher ranked bot, Soupcatcher decided to send Xena as looking for a challenge. So yeah, it's really great to see random bots on the ladder because you know you're going to get a different game every time essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
But I think if we're looking for a competitive matchup too, we've already got that here. Like we've been
yes,
kind of hoping for a competitive matchup, but the first three series have been not so close. These two bots I feel like are right around the same power level,
yeah. So
like
it's
right around that number 8, number 9 spot. I guess I would be guessing.
yeah, it is the eighth seed against the ninth seed. So
Oh, okay, exactly that.
yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
correctly guessed. But yeah,
All right, so I'm all set to go.
I'm just loading up, so we'll just have to go with it for a second. Um,
Yeah, Sc2AI Dog is a Terran bot written in Java. Started off as having like a very, very strong one base push that's dominated the ladder for a little while. I think Dominion Dog originally like pushed immediately up to like number 3 on the ladder or something until bots got used to it.
yeah,
And now it's become a much more well-developed macro bot.
yeah. Okay,
And
so
then Xena can kind of do everything.
yeah, Xena's a random that can just power through every single matchup. So I am
Zerg is
good
his
to go.
strongest. Last tournament it did amazing in TVT. I haven't seen his Protoss too much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all set when you are.
All right, going in three, two, one, go. Sweet. I'm 3 seconds behind you. All right, so up in the top left-hand corner of Stargazers, it is our red Terran. It is Dominion Dog.
And in the top right, spawning as Protoss this time, it is the blue random bot, Xena. That's kind of interesting there. I misclicked my button to start the
Yes.
game, and I think I ended up exactly on pace with
Yeah.
you because you screwed up the same way.
I misclicked it as well. So we do have the um, side base here that's immediately being mined out by Xena. I say that. She wanders up to the minerals and decides, no, we'll go the other way. Doesn't like those minerals. So
Yeah, not quite sure what that was about.
I think it was trying to send out a scout, but you're sending it in the wrong direction. But
Yeah, just scouting right at the start of the game, which is a little early. Like it's literally impossible for there to be structures out here at this point in the game. Even if you tried to proxy a supply depot, it would not be there at this point in the game.
so Dominion Dog does tag it as a expansion.
But Nexus first, actually, I was, so I can see why he's panicking about getting cheesed.
Yeah.
Although usually when you go Nexus first, you don't scout because what are you going to do if you're getting cheese, right? Like you've already committed to going Nexus first. There's no adjustment to be made
I
unless
mean,
you're going to cancel the Nexus. It's
uh,
usually better just to like accept the fact you're going to die to cheese and keep your maximum income.
it's good to scout out there and find out if you need to GG out straight away.
Yeah, you're just going to see if you're going to die or not,
Yeah.
not to something you can actually adjust to.
Right, so the scout will come out here and find a marine ready to accept the probe sacrifice. It's not quite going to
Yeah.
be a probe sacrifice.
Yeah,
So,
very good scout. He poked him far enough to see that there is no command center, which is
yeah.
a good amount of information. Although I'm not sure how advanced the bot is, but he should know by the placement of that bunker that there's likely going to be a command center there.
Yeah.
He, although that is kind of a sick mind game if you bunker your natural, then one base all in your opponent.
Yeah.
In fact, now as I'm saying that out loud, I think I did that back in the good old days of Silver League and Wings to Liberty. I think that was one of my plays.
Are you just giving people
The wall off the natural base, then just one base all in.
yeah. Now you're just giving people ideas of how to kill you, aren't you? Like
Hey, mind games are strangely effective.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And
Especially
often mind games work better the better the opponent you're up against.
yeah.
Like bad players don't even care what they scout or don't scout at all. But
Yeah,
you can mind game like the pros like really well, just on like the most subtle things because they're so good at reading the game.
yeah. I generally
Like,
think
oh,
on
he's only mined 24 gas instead of like 32, so he must be doing this build.
yeah,
It only takes like little things for them to be able to trick your opponent.
yeah. On bot meta, it definitely works in tournaments as well. We've seen in the past. Less on ladder because they play so often against each other. So you know, if you've seen it once, you'll obviously know how to defend it. But certainly on tournaments where bots don't get a chance to update, then it can be very, very effective.
Yeah, so I'm glad that two-base economy has gotten going really quickly for Xena, and he does have one shield battery because he's going to need to convert that early economy into a bunch of units, as we have three barracks opener out of
Yeah,
Dominion Dog here. That's going to translate into a lot of bio in a couple minutes.
it's going to be difficult for Xena to hold this.
Yeah,
So,
he does have a third gateway down. Robo's on the way as well. Warp gate is soon completing, which is like an extra wave of
oh,
production, more or less.
and it's
So,
Marauders as well. Marauders are
yeah.
horrible for Protoss to deal with early.
Yeah, they won't have stim or concussive shell, as it looks like it's going to be a combat shield push. And I do hope that Dominion Dog does push out time to this
Yeah,
combat shield. Because this is actually a lot of units you can get from 3 barracks at this point in the game, and it's a good idea to try to push that advantage.
in the meantime, there is a Mortal coming out from Xena, which will be very useful. I'd like to see another couple of shield batteries, certainly, if possible.
Yeah. The other good advantage of pushing out when you have combat shields is you know you're not facing Disruptors or Colossus at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe one rangeless Colossus, but that would be about it. However, that is not going to be the push timing. He's going to be going for stim, so that means there's at least 2 more minutes of freedom for
Yeah. Still,
Xena.
but Dominion Dog is catching up in economy as well now, so it's not that huge lead that Xena had early.
Yeah, and Xena didn't really chrono probes per se. At least I don't think he did, because he didn't really get a big worker lead at any point.
I mean, he had
In
a
fact,
fair
he's
one
cut
early,
probes
but yeah.
at this point. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe he did. Maybe he did chrono them out. And now he just cut probes. He decided he has enough. So it's actually Xena is going to be going for the big attack. In which case, this is kind of looking good for Dominion Dog, because if he absorbs that attack with a bunker, and I was going to say Medivacs, but it looks like he's opening with a Raven, actually. Huh. Yeah, at this point, I feel like whoever attacks is going to lose.
Yeah.
So,
There's no...
Xena's not building probes, so he's going to have a massive army. And Dominion Dog opened 3 racks, so he has a massive army.
Yeah. There isn't any siege tanks there for Dominion Dog, though, so... attacking the natural...
Yeah, but that's fine. Bio with stim just like walks over Protoss gateway units. You really need the splash damage with Protoss to deal with stim.
Yeah.
However, stim is not done, and this third base is probably going to get denied. They're actually both kind of pushing to each other.
Way out, yeah.
Yeah, Stuckers kind of got too far ahead. Okay, now we have some fighting. Slow Zealots are tanking and doing nothing else.
Yeah. But a nice little concave there from Xena, I think. I think Xena's actually winning this encounter.
Yeah, it's tough to say. And Stim finishing after all the bio dies.
Oh,
literally finished after the last unit died. He still has the bunker though, and he did some damage, so he might be able to hold. That's 3 Immortals behind that.
No, 3 Immortals take out a bunker so fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now we just see the units streaming into their death. And I think Xena is going to take this.
Yeah. Just, don't want to take anything away from Xena, but that was a lucky timing. Yeah, he hits 20 seconds later and runs into stim with all that bio. I think the bio just would have cleaned the clock of Immortal Stalker there.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I don't think there's any hope here for Dog.
So that's a one base economy. No, Cyclone went down. I was thinking maybe that Cyclone was able to pick off a couple of mortals.
Yeah, that's
But I
not
don't
going
think
to
this is
happen.
going to be it.
Alright, I'm going to fast forward this. GG, guys. Xena will take a 1-0 lead. Yeah, like I said, the great thing with random bots is you're very unlikely to see the same thing twice.
Yeah.
That's if he ever does get to finishing up these floating structures here. Ah, there we go. Bring in the Void Ray to do it.
And I know it's scary not to have detection, but when you're going to build all that bio early on, you got to open with medevacs.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just like a couple of reactor medevacs to start off with, it's makes your army so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if you want to open Raven, you probably shouldn't be opening 3 racks at the same time.
Yeah, it's I think the early economy from Xena really paid well. And by the time Dominion Dog caught up, I think Xena had a fair amount of army advantage there. So yeah, that
It
was
was
good.
close enough that I think that exact same scenario could go the other way next time, but we don't have to worry about that because it's a random bot, so there's only a
Exactly.
1 in 3 chance it's even going to be a TVP.
Okay, good to go when you are.
I'm all set.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom left, down 1-0, looking to bring this back. It is Dominion Dog.
All right, and in the top right, up 1-0, it is the blue Terran this time. It is Xena.
Yeah, so
So I do remember that Xena, I'm not sure if he's playing random or not, but he ends up playing 1 or 2 TVTs against my bots, and I think he went 1-1.
yeah,
It looked really strong versus his TVT at least.
I think
So
his Terran bot is actually the highest rated bot that he has on the ladder as well. So
well, there you go.
definitely a strong race for him.
I would have thought for sure it would be Zerg, as
Yeah,
he has probably the second best Zerg bot that exists.
yeah,
Eris obviously being number one,
yeah. Eris is
or
gonna,
at least at the time when he was working on Zoe, it was the second best.
yeah. I think
Maybe now it's been surpassed.
it's still very high on the ladder. Like it's still in the top 3, I
Yeah,
think.
I think
So
it's the evil Zoe, which is like the more
yeah,
cheesy variant of it. It might be a little bit higher, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm not sure if any new Zerg bots have surpassed him yet. I know it's not being worked on at all,
yeah,
except for maybe bug fixes, as he's put all of his effort now into the Xenobot.
yeah. It's a great
Xena
talent
is
bot.
opening with 2 barracks.
So different. Oh yeah, obviously different strategy from last time, but yeah, so but
Yeah,
no
Dominion
early
Dog doing a
expand.
Reaper expand, which is feels very human out of him.
Yeah.
Although he's doing the one thing that irks me so much about Dominion Dog, he's not getting his orbital immediately.
Oh,
I guess in the long term, more SCVs actually helps your economy more than a quick orbital. But in the short term, it's so much better to get that first meal out quickly.
yeah,
In short, like money now is usually much more important than money later.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Meanwhile, we do have a command center out of Xena as well, so his expansion is a little bit behind, but more or less on pace. And he's opening more with Marines.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm not actually sure what he's getting gas for. I guess a late factory maybe.
So the Reaper is just gonna sit there as well, so no real harass there from the Reaper. So it
Yep.
looks like they've just got a handshake here. We're gonna sit here for a few minutes, build up, and then come back when we've got some units.
It's really hard for Marines to deal with Reaper harass at the start of the game, so it's pretty common for both
Yeah,
bots and humans to build a Reaper defensively just in case you get Reaper harassed. But in the past, we've seen Dominion Dog actually do Reaper all-ins, taking out MicroMachine with it
oh god, yeah,
at
I
the one
remember
time.
that.
Yeah,
That was a brilliant series. I can't remember which tournament that was in, but yeah, it was a while back now.
yeah, he had a lot. There's a lot of shenanigans in Dominion Dog, which I'm not sure if he can still pull out or not. Maybe they've been coded to oblivion where they're not possible anymore, but if not, maybe they're like cheese builds he can always pull out here and there if he needs to.
Yeah, so one thing I would say with Dominion Dog is you've got 4 Marines there and they're not in the bunker, so the bunker's not really doing a lot for him. Uh,
Yeah, but I guess for a bot, that's actually ideal. you know, bots should have the ability to instantly react to things. So you keep your units outside the bunker so they can react quickly to things in your main base. And obviously, if a frontal attack comes, you can quickly jump into the bunker.
Yeah.
You can even do like micro techniques where you just attack, soak up some damage on your bio, then put them in the bunker when they get low.
That's not a
It
bad
just gives
idea.
you a few extra hit points of defense.
Yeah, yeah. That's a pretty good idea, unless you're facing a tank, of course, but don't want to be doing that against tank shots. Right, so yeah. They both seem to be happy to stare at each other for a while. Slight advantage on workers for Dominion Dog, but not really going to be much to shout home about. More barracks and factories going up from Xena. Yeah, so what do you have for dinner for today?
Yeah, sorry, not commentating much here because I've been having graphics driver issues and my StarCraft 2 has just crashed on me.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I'm watching on stream now.
To watch on stream, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I am reloading
Nice.
the game. I can probably catch up and get the timing more or less right based on the stream.
So we're at 4:52 right now.
Yeah, so it looks like they're both getting bio upgrades. Yeah, we did see a lot of bio out of Dina's TVT in the past, so we could see a good bio versus bio fight going on here. As I 8x to catch up here.
So, do you want me to pause it at 5:10?
Oh no, it's fine. You can continue it.
Okay. We're at 5:11 now. So, yeah. So huge, huge bio ball there for Xena. Quite a decent army advantage as well. Again, slight worker advantage for Dominion Dog.
Yeah. What's going on in the bottom right there in the minimap I can see?
Well, there is an expansion coming up from Dominion Dog.
Okay. Is that like a...
Yeah, it just seems like an expansion and a missile turret. I'm at 5:51 if you're getting close.
Okay, is this actually a Marine patrolling around for Xena, is what I saw.
Oh, okay. It's in the top right.
I have caught up. I can
607,
cast once again.
608. Yep, there we go.
I'm perfect.
Nice.
All right, a little catch up here. A lot of depots along the edge of Xena's base. I guess that's to grant some extra vision. Although that does leave them really vulnerable to getting picked off in the low ground if the bot were smart enough to do that.
Yep, so here comes Xena with a decent attack. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to really push in there with a bunker there. There's no siege tanks, and he does have quite a decent army advantage, so let's see if this is successful.
Yeah, one tank might be out in time for Dominion Dog.
As I say that, he just salvages the bunker. And it looks like Xena's going to have perfect timing again on this, because the SCVs are just piling out there, so we can just pick off the SCVs.
Yeah, but the siege tank did arrive in time, so... And he has, like, a lot of bio to get through before he gets that siege tank. But he does have a bio lead, and he's got medevacs. Single auto turrets again out of the Raven, which would have been nice if there were a medevac instead.
Tank goes down.
Yeah. Different race, but like almost the same timing and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, really perfect timing for Xena on that one as well. Just as he was about to send all his SCVs over to the other base as well. And just after he salvaged the bunker.
Oh, and he doesn't lift the wall. The high ground siege tank could have actually done a lot of work there for a while. Yeah. Unlike last game though, I think this one can be put into the fact that it was like a 2-base attack versus a 3-base Terran.
Yeah.
So you kind of, it's like, I wouldn't say Dominion Dog was greedy, but he expanded and Xena didn't, and that allowed him to have a much larger army for Xena.
Yeah. Alright, I can fast forward this. We'll put this, this is the last game of the first round here, so after that we can have a look, see where we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the double Raven opener.
Yeah.
One you can excuse, although I'd still prefer medevacs.
Yeah.
2 seems like too much. I guess too many players play like cloak stuff. It's scared too many opponents.
Yeah,
So much Burrow play out of Zerg, so much Banshee play out of Terran.
oh, absolutely. I have to say though, I'm very excited to see Xena in this tournament. I think Xena's got a good chance of going really far, and hopefully we can see more. Um,
Yeah. He's definitely not a stagnant bot. He's a bot that's like each month you can tell he's better than the previous month.
yeah,
So
definitely.
getting work done, constantly getting up there.
Oh,
I think they rewrote the entire attacking code. I'm not sure if they've applied it yet, but like there's been like a massive rewrites of
yeah,
a big section of Xena.
that's
So it'll
good.
be interesting to see what he can do with that.
All right, so let's just take a quick look at where this leaves us with the tournament. Eris, of course, MicroMachine, Sharkbot, Ketroc, Sharpened Edge, Xena, and Octopus all have 2-0 records. Kaninana with a 2-1 win in 8th place over Benbot BC. And then Zozo, Dominion Dog Tier, Spud, Nikolaj, and 12 Bot at the bottom. Again, not really a great shake-up in the first round. A lot of games going as expected. So
Yeah, it's like 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15. There's
yeah,
going to be a lot of one-sided fights in there.
exactly. So hopefully next week we'll have a lot more close fights. So let's see the second round matchups, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, so first up we have Eris versus Sharpened Edge. It's going to be a fun one. And
Okay.
Xena, who we've just seen, gets to fight against MicroMachine. That's going to be. I am excited to see that matchup.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
We know
And
he has strong TVT, but again, newer bot against Micro Machine who finds exploits very easily. We'll see
yes.
how well rounded Xena is. This will be the test.
Yeah.
And I keep forgetting Xena's not Terran. Okay, he's a random bot, right?
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
I take it all
Xena's
back.
random, so yeah, lots of bugs. Sharkbot versus Octopus. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah,
Good.
Sharkbot's a bot to look out for this tournament.
Yeah,
This
definitely. So and
he's
then
he's my outside pick to win the whole thing.
wow, that's high praise. And then Ketroc, you are facing up against Kaninana. Um, again, a fun game. One thing I'm looking forward to is Benbot BC versus SmoothBrain. I think will be fun. Um,
Yeah, SmoothBrain will not get harassed to death by Binbots.
yeah,
As long as he can handle that bunker contain, we'll get to see what SmoothBrain can actually do this time.
yeah, so that should be good. Zozo may bring his worker rush back out for Spud. I mean, that's be a fun one. Dominion Dog up against Nikolaj. And the final matchup is Twerk Tier versus 12 Pool Bot. So, some fun games there. And
Hmm.
that will be starting next week. I will give you the exact schedule sometime during the week, but it'll be a fun one. If you're up for
Hey, we
next
reached
week,
41 viewers too. Not
yeah,
bad for a
yeah,
AI tournament.
yeah, we've been getting some fun this time.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if anyone's new here, just every Sunday at 4, we'll be continuing this tournament.
yep.
I promise the
Well,
games will get better than this week. This is kind of like
yeah, we've
like
been
cutting out
been
the chaff, we'll say, and then we'll get to see like the really strong bots face up against each other.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, if you're up for next week as well, hopefully see you there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
awesome. And thanks everyone for watching. And I've got to go to bed now, so gonna go feed the cat. She's
All
there.
right.
Go, go.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
All right, have fun. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Catch you later.